I never understood why my elderly neighbor collected all those grocery bags until the day her apartment flooded. What I discovered changed how I see the small habits of everyone around me, especially the ones we're quick to judge. Mrs. Chen moved into the apartment across from mine 3 years ago. She was in her 70s, barely 5 feet tall, and spoke limited English. I'd help her carry groceries up the stairs occasionally, and each time I entered her immaculate apartment, I noticed the same thing. Hundreds of plastic grocery bags neatly folded into triangles, sorted by color, filling an entire kitchen cabinet. It seemed excessive, borderline hoarding behavior. I asked her once why she kept so many, and she just smiled, had in my arm, and said in her halting English, "So me." My V8 joked about it whenever we ordered takeout. Think Mrs. Chen would want our bag for her collection. Rolling my eyes, I'd remind him to be respectful, but privately I wondered if it was an older generation thing or perhaps a cultural habit she brought from China. 10 p.m. the night 4 months ago, when I woke, she pounding on my door at 3 a.m. It was Mrs. Chen, looking small as an ever in a soaked nightgown, trying to explain something about water and help. I followed her across the hall to find water pouring from her bathroom ceiling, burst tight from the apartment above. Water was already ankle deep, soaking into everything. While waiting for maintenance, I frantically started moving her photo albums and electronics to higher ground. That's when Mrs. Chen calmly opened her cabinet of bags. With practiced efficiency, she began double-bagging her most precious possessions: photo albums, a jade figurine, letters tied with faded ribbon. Next, she handed me bags to wrap around the legs of her wooden furniture. Others she stuffed with towels and pressed against the bathroom door to slow the water spread when we ran out of towels. She unfolded more bags to create makeshift barriers around her carpet's edges. As the water rose, she showed me how to wrap lunch tracks in multiple layers, creating surprisingly effective waterproof seals. By the time maintenance arrived, we protected most of her valuables using nothing but grocery bags and ingenuity. The plumber actually commented, "Smart lady with those bags, saved thousands in damage." Later that week, over tea, she insisted on making me despite her still drying apartment. Mrs. Chen shared her story. She'd lived through devastating floods in her village as a child, then again in her first American apartment 20 years ago. The first time she lost irreplaceable family photographs, the second time she vowed never to be unprepared again. "Americans throw everything away," she said softly, "but sometimes old things, simple things, save what matters." Since that night, I've started noticing all the small habits I'd previously judged. The old man who collects rubber bands from his newspapers, the woman at work who saves every paper clip, my own grandmother who washes and reuses aluminum foil. These aren't quirks to mock or evidence of disorder. They're wisdom born from experience, preparation disguised as peculiarity. Yesterday, I helped Mrs. Chen carry groceries again. As she unpacked, she handed me a perfectly folded blue plastic triangle for emergency, she said with a wink. It now sits in my bedside drawer. I still don't save every bag, but I've stopped seeing preparation as paranoia. Sometimes the habits we don't understand are carrying lessons we haven't yet learned, and sometimes the neighbors we think need our help are actually waiting to teach us something valuable. Perhaps wisdom doesn't always announce itself in profound statements. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, neatly folded into triangles in an elderly woman's kitchen cabinet.